Hi, I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. Last time, Shame, a cowboy wannabe who's really just a walking collection of movie cliches, had Batman and Robin staked to the ground right in the path of a cattle stampede. How will they ever get out of this one?
Just a few seconds left, Batman, and there's no way out.
Courage, Robin. Keep your mask up.
Isn't it usually keep your chin up? Does he think Robin wears his mask on his chin?
The rumbling of the cattle's hooves has loosened my stake.
Alright, thank you, Convenience Fairy. Now, cut your feet loose, cut Robin loose, and get out of the way. It should be easy.
Stay right where you are, Robin.
He's not gonna...
Don't make a move. Toto.
There's a rather obvious clear barrier between the actors and the cattle. You can see Batman hanging his cape over it.
Toto.
Olay, Batman!
Toto.
Bravo, more!
So we lowered the camera to try and keep the barrier out of the shot.
Olay!
And that last part looked an awful lot like forced perspective. They did the best they could with what they had. Batman cuts Robin loose, explains the myth of red capes and bulls, and they're deciding what to do when the kid comes up. Batman somehow knows his name is Andy. Because he's Batman, I guess.
There's one thing in life you should learn. It's to listen to your father and mother. And I don't think they'd approve of your association with Shame.
You're right, Batman. I should have known better. But after all, I'm only 7 years old.
It was the same when I tried heroin and meth. I knew my parents probably wouldn't approve, but after all, I'm only 7 years old. Now that they know Shame is building a truck, they finally give up on that stupid Grand Prix idea. But what would he want with a souped-up truck? Only one person might know, Hot Rod Harry. He sends them to Laughing Leo, a used car salesman who is the only person in Gotham City who knows more about what's going on in the vehicle world than even Harry does.
You have my word as a used car dealer. This car was formerly owned by an oyster salesman who only drove it in months with an R in them.
I certainly hope so. I came all the way from Pasadena to buy this car. Bye, honey.
Goodbye.
It's the little old lady from Pasadena.
I added the music. That song hit number 3 in the US and number 1 in Canada in 1964. It was still super popular and had become sort of a meme. She's a little old lady from Pasadena meant she drives like a maniac. Since we're doing every cliche we possibly can this week, we couldn't let that one go by. On the other hand, I should mention that every time I watch that clip, I laugh out loud.
You know of anything in the car world that Shame might want to get involved with?
Shame? Which shame is that?
How many does he know?
The conniving cowboy of crime.
Oh, that's Shame. Sorry, can't help you.
Let's go, Robin. We'll get no place here.
Well, he seems sincere. Once the dynamic duo are gone, he does exactly what you expect him to do.
Well, I don't quite know how to tell you this, but...
Well, now, don't stand there chewing your cud. Spit it out, boy. I don't like a dallying tongue.
Batman and Robin are still alive. They came over to my place asking questions.
Shame takes the news fairly well. He only shot inanimate objects. In the Batcave, Alfred retrieved the Wayne limousine after it was found.
I hope you didn't mind my taking the liberty of dismantling it for you.
Not at all, Alfred. You saved us at least 15 minutes by doing that.
It only takes Batman 15 minutes to dismantle an entire limousine. I'm sure it took Alfred at least 20.
There's a tiny green speck and an even tinier red speck on it. Robin, here, take a look at this.
What do you think it is, Batman?
The red speck appears to be chili, and the green speck is avocado. Do you know what that means?
That Shame is a sloppy eater?
Yes, Robin, that's the most important clue you can extract from this. He's going to rob a napkin store.
Partly. But what restaurant serves the best chili and avocado dip in Gotham City?
Holy guacamole!
Now I remember why I've been saying that all my life.
The Adobe Hacienda Motel and Eats on the inbound state highway.
Let's go.
They get there and find the place deserted. Time for some Batman logic to figure out where they went.
Let's figure this out. Shame would have to hide until tonight because he can't travel during the daytime in those peculiar-looking clothes.
Yeah, only a crazy guy would do that.
Right?
As rain, Batman.
Where would a bunch like that hole up?
You've got me.
I think he went back to Western Land.
But he knows that we know about his hideout there.
Correct. However, knowing that, he'd think that we'd think he would not return there. Therefore, he did, and so will we.
Holy bat logic.
Let's go.
They pull into Western Land, but Shame is ready for them.
But boss, how did you know?
I knew he'd think he'd come back here.
Don't even try. Just spring the trap.
We've been bushwhacked. Quick, behind the bulletproof Batmobile.
But first, let's sit here and tell each other what we're doing.
Another hero bites the dust. I plugged the boy wonder.
Robin is actually hit. This is new. It must have been a ricochet or something because these guys can't shoot for beans. How bad is it?
Where'd he get you, Robin?
In the heel.
We'll have to get that out fast.
Batman gets the bullet out, then takes him back to the Batcave to finish fixing him up.
Feels perfect, Batman.
The Baticillin lozenges I gave you worked instantly.
And it's such a powerful antibiotic, it regrew the flesh on your heel instantly, too.
Too bad they got away before we could question them.
That's crime business, Robin.
And then the lozenges escaped before we could question them. Why were they criminals again?
I beg your pardon, sir, but you're scheduled to serve as Grand Marshal at the annual Gotham City Rodeo.
Great Scott! On the horns of our dilemma, I'd overlook that.
Was that really necessary? Well, yes it was. Every cliche we can think of, remember?
It should be quite an interesting affair, sir. Apart from the usual steer roping, bulldogging, and bareback riding, there's the exhibition of the prize Black Angus cattle.
What cattle?
He's supposed to be the Grand Marshal and he doesn't know? You never get to lecture Dick about not doing his homework again.
Black Angus, sir, 4 of them. Each worth more than $300,000 for breeding purposes.
That's it, Robin.
What's it, Batman?
That's it, I just told you.
It's staring us right in our masks. They must be what he's after.
Batman tells Alfred to convey Bruce Wayne's regrets that he can't keep that obligation. Batman and Robin will be there, though.
Don't nobody flick an eyelash. This here's a holdup. I don't want them bacon drippings. I got bigger fish to fry. Rip!
Yeah?
Get that freight elevator ready.
Okay, boss.
That's it.
I can't tell what Shane called him. It sounded like Rip or Rick or something. The gang starts rounding up the 4 prize bulls. Batman and Robin pull up to the building, and since the bulls are being shown on the upper level, it's time for a bat climb.
Colonel, what are you doing here in Gotham City?
I am looking for an underground agent.
One of ours or one of yours?
And why the exposition hall at the Coliseum?
Who knows? You never know where you might find one.
Be careful not to get picked up. Chief O'Hara can be very tough with aliens incognito.
Incognito? With my monocle?
Well, say hello to Colonel Hogan for us.
It's a wonder he hasn't tried to borrow your bathrobe to pull another one of his escapes.
If you don't know who he is, it's time for your bottle.
What happened? Who did it? Which way did they head?
What's he saying, Batman?
Are you deaf? He's saying, ha, 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 ha.
Poor devil. He's in a state of shock. Shame must have just left. Come on, Robin.
Where to?
Through the window from whence we came. We must capture Shame.
Hey, nice little rhyme there, Batman. Shame and company went the other way, but Batman and Robin don't know that today. Shame is long gone with the cattle, and we have no idea where they're going. So it's time for more bat logic.
Let's see. Steers have to be fed, right?
Right.
You do know that a steer wouldn't be much good for breeding purposes, right?
And it's not easy to hide 4 such enormous, well-known animals, right?
Right.
Therefore, they must have gone back to the Gotham City stockyards, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. Wrong.
Wrong.
If you wanted to hide a person, would you hide him in a crowd?
Right.
Right. It's easy to spot a person in a crowd.
Just ask Waldo.
But it's not so easy to spot a person in some isolated spot where you wouldn't have looked in the first place.
Ergo?
Ergo, Shame has probably taken those cows to the corral.
Sound thinking, Robin. Call Commissioner Gordon on the bat telephone. Tell him to meet us there.
They hop in the Batmobile and head over there.
Come back, Shame. Shame. Come back. Shame.
If I have to watch that, so do you.
Meanwhile, at the Gotham City stockyards...
Hold on, Robin said they weren't at the stockyards, so he was wrong and they're going to the wrong place?
Shame and his evil cohorts are feeding the Black Angus cattle at the KO Corral.
But it's the corral. Are they the same thing? Are they at the same place? I am so confused right now. And I am not going to comment on the name of the corral.
Every arch criminal in the East has been trying to outwit Batman for years. But it took a suntan, grin-rizzle Westerner to do the trick.
You said a snoopful, Leo.
Hey, boss, did you hear what I hear?
It sounds like theme music! Batman and Robin get out of the car to look around, because that worked so well last time. That clock quit working years ago. It's always high noon there.
I got you covered 6 ways to Sunday. Look around.
At the moment of truth, do exactly as I do.
Hold me and say goodbye.
All right, fellas and gal. Let 'em have it.
They're flat on the ground with the bullets whizzing over them. While that's happening, Batman is counting.
The expression is a heck of a time to be concentrating.
Let's see. 9 guns with 6 shots each. How many shots is that?
54.
I counted 53. They're out of bullets.
And just as the smoke clears, what a coincidence. And they can't reload, that costs extra and they haven't sold the cattle yet. So instead, it's time for the final fight. That was effective. Annie is just hiding behind some straw bales. I don't know why she doesn't reload her pistols or grab her rifle. I guess that wasn't in the script.
Yippee! Yahoo! Yippee! Right on, cowboy!
You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you?
You're not wearing glasses.
Oh, I'm not.
What was that supposed to do?
Yeah. Upon it. It were a fair and square fight, Batman.
It was fair because you couldn't use your weapons. Great care must be taken in the use of firearms. They can be quite dangerous if used improperly.
Yes, Mother. May I go play now?
You said a mouthful.
James, you just fired your last shot in Gotham City.
All right, you thieving spalpeens. Get going. Come on, into the wagon.
I had to look that one up. Some of O'Hara's Irishisms really seem like reaching. Then again, Shame just shot his hat off and it could have been his head, so he may be a little off balance.
This little tyke insisted on coming in.
Andy, what are you doing here?
I've been yelling and screaming all over Gotham City for Shame to come back. When I heard that he was in here, I just reported myself to the lost little boy.
And of course, all lost children go directly to the commissioner's office.
Why'd you do that?
Because this dirty old man stole my radio. And if Mom ever found out about it, she'd wail the tar out of me.
So instead, she lets me wander all over the city, anywhere I want to go, and she has no idea where I am. But I better take care of that radio.
Give me back my radio, Shame, or you'll be in big trouble with my mother.
When she's done with you, you'll wish you'd gone to prison. Shame gives back the radio and all is resolved.
What are you going to do now, Andy? You're not really a lost little boy.
I was for a while, Batman, but you made me find myself.
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
I'm going straight to the department store and trade in this Western outfit for a Batman costume. I don't want to be a cowboy anymore. I want to be a hero like you, Cape Crime Fighter.
Being a hero or a crime fighter is not what counts the most, Andy. It's growing up to be a good citizen. And if that's what you meant, it's the highest possible compliment you could pay me. Good grief.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I cannot buy this guy. Really, I don't see why the police couldn't have dealt with him themselves. He doesn't have any special abilities. He doesn't have any special gadgets. He's not all that smart. He's just a grown man who dresses up and plays cowboy. Why is that a Batman-level threat? His gang is the typical collection of dimwits and their goal is cattle rustling. Again, not a Batman-level threat. The only reason Batman and Robin got caught in it is because it was in the script. I mean, sometimes they're dumber than the criminals. Stereotype characters like Hot Rod Harry and Laughing Leo are one-dimensional throwaways with little or nothing to contribute. The kid? I'll leave him alone. He did the best he could.
But after all, I'm only 7 years old.
Honestly, the most interesting character in this whole thing was the lady in the car. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go pull out some old records. I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. By the way, according to the credits, the other gang member's name was Rip Snorting. And it's such a powerful antibiotic, it